You're now listening to
He's speeding no right, fall his hand on my coochie. He touching a millio coochie. Doing good, bitch, I'm Gucci. Lot of Asia, he feeding me sushi. When we fucking, it feel like a movie. Bro, bitch, ain't never been a groupie. Step on a hoe, I like my nigga bougie. Tell me you don't never wanna lose me. But you eat up.
Hey girlies, welcome and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to be telling you 5 pretty girl lessons that I learned in my early 20s. I am 26 years old. My birthday is June 4th. So I just turned 26 a couple of months ago. And yeah, I learned a lot since leaving high school and jumping into my 20s. Like, a lot has happened in like the last 7-8 years. And honestly, I feel like this is like a letter or a note or a message to my younger self. And I feel like anybody watching could benefit from the tips that I've learned. Today, being totally honest, I don't feel 100% at my best. I feel like mentally and just like lately with content specifically, I've been pretty lazy and I just like don't want to do it. Like, I want to do it, I want to have it, I want to edit, I want to post, I want to like be active, but like I just feel like work takes a lot out of me. I'm trying my best to balance that in my head mentally. Like, physically, I balance like my time with work and my personal life, but not mentally. Like, I cannot be at work at all and still be thinking about it. So I'm trying to balance that, but I'm definitely not at my best today mentally. I don't know why. I just feel like sad. I don't know. It should not be that time of the month for me. So that's the first thing I kind of think about. Like, if there's not really anything specifically that's going on, then I'm like, okay, why am I feeling so down? But yeah, so I thought we would just have a talking video, just talk, you know? Like, I really want this channel to be about beauty and such, but also the beauty within, you know? Like, and just be there for each other, because I feel like that is how I have connected with YouTubers. One of my all-time favorite YouTubers is Emma Thompson-Hill. She is a beautiful plus-size woman from the UK, and she really helped me learn how to really love myself and specifically my body. Like, since I met her on YouTube, like, my life, that was like the turning point in my life, for how I treat myself, how I am with myself and my life and my goals and just who I want to be. Yeah, I'll get more into that a little bit later, but the first lesson that I learned in my early 20s, from my early 20s, I want to say from my early 20s, because in my early 20s, I was not going about these lessons. These lessons were not there. But now, coming from that time, I now live my life and go about my life in a certain way based off of my experiences. The first lesson is boundaries are okay. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to have boundaries. And what I mean by this is boundaries with family, boundaries with friends, boundaries with work, boundaries with romantic partners. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay. If you set a boundary for somebody and say, hey, this is my expectation, this is what I want, this is what I need for myself, and they're upset about it, you're gonna have to rethink that relationship, because it's just not okay. I think that there's things that you can be considerate of with other people. I think there's things where you can compromise and talk things out and try to support each other, and things aren't going to be perfect. And setting boundaries doesn't mean like this is how I feel and this is how it's going to be, and if it's not, like it's just not going to go be any other way but the way that I want it to be. That's not setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is if people are asking a lot of you, then you say these are my expectations. This is as much as I can do for you. And being okay with that, because people are going to be angry about that. People are going to be upset. People are going to, depending on who it is, they're going to be really upset. They're going to take it very personally. I had somebody in my life, when I set boundaries for them, they get very, very upset. And they take it very personally. And that's their issues. That's their thing. But my boundaries will never, ever, ever, ever waver. So I'll give you some examples for my romantic relationships. In dating, right, I have certain boundaries. So one of my boundaries when it comes to romantic relationships is my time, right? Like I love to spend time with people I'm dating or somebody I'm talking to, or if I'm in a relationship with them, like I want to spend time with them. I also believe it's very important to have and make sure that I make time for my family and my friends and people that I care about in my life. Because at the end of the day, if I'm looking towards somebody else to confide into and to get tips or to just have that support around my romantic relationship, I need to continue to build relationships and maintain my other relationships other than just my romantic ones. So that's a boundary for me. If I promised my family member, hey, we're gonna go do this thing together, or if I promised a friend, hey, we're gonna go do this thing together, and then the person I'm dating or my romantic partner texts me or calls me and is like, hey, you wanna go do this thing tonight, but I already made plans with my family or my friends, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Just say, hey, I made a thing, I already have plans. Not moving my whole life and my plans and going about my other relationships based off of that one relationship. Like, you don't do that with anybody else in any other kind of relationships. Why would you do it with like a romantic partner? So I think that's like a really important boundary for me, is I always put my family first, my friends first, people in my life that I really love and that really care about me, they're first, like number one. Especially with dating, because nowadays ain't nobody worth it. Next thing you know, that person's out of your life, and you could have been making memories and doing all of these things with the people who are actually still here in your life. So it's really important that I put my family and my friends first. And if that person, whether you're dating them or in a relationship with them, if they actually care about you and actually love you, they will respect that. They will respect that, because I promise you, if they're friends, if they're family, if they already have plans with their friends or family and you ask them to hang out, they probably gonna say no. They probably gonna pick their community, the rest of their community. So it's really important to put your needs first. And if somebody's upset with that in your boundaries, then they gotta go. Do not feel bad about setting those boundaries. Another area where I like to set boundaries, and it's super, super important to set boundaries, is work. I'm a preschool teacher. Being a teacher, whether you're a preschool teacher, whether you're a high school teacher, whatever teacher you are, it's hard not to take everything so personal and be so deep into it, because in order to do our job, you have to have the passion for it, because it's not an easy job. It's hard work. Setting boundaries is really important. You can get taken advantage of by your time and your energy and your effort. And it's a type of job that there's so much to do and so much you could do and so much planning and all the things that could happen, not enough time. So you have to work with yourself and be okay with what you can do, and know that when you're here from this time to this time, you're at your best. And when you're not there, you're not there. You're not there mentally, you're not there physically. And I'm still trying really hard to, and again, I'm saying all of these tips doesn't mean that I've mastered everything. Like, that's just not how it works. But I'm more understanding of these ideas now. And I put these ideas into practice a lot more. So yeah, it's still something I'm working on, my boundaries with work, but there is certain things that I'm like, yeah, no, not happening. Like, not happening. Because at the end of the day too, with work, if you quit, they're gonna replace you in a second, honey. Like, it does not matter. Like, it does not matter. You will be replaced in a second, no matter how good and great they think you are and how good and great you are for the community and the company. They will replace you in a second. So it's really important to take care of yourself. That goes into my next tip. My next tip is, you are your biggest advocate. You are your biggest advocate. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the boundaries thing. It's not anybody else's job to set boundaries for you or tell you what you need. Don't let anybody tell you what you need. You know what you need. You have your gut instinct. You know what you need. Don't let anybody else tell you what you need. You can get advice. You can get, ideas and stuff. But at the end of the day, you are your best advocate. You can't have anybody else tell you what you need. Nobody in this world knows how you feel physically, knows how you feel mentally. Like, you can explain how you feel and who you are as a person. But at the end of the day, you are the only one in this world who knows who you are. So you are your best, biggest advocate. So speak up for what you need. Also, be considerate of other people, being part of different kind of communities. You got to think about other people in the community as a whole, but also think about yourself. That energy that you put out for other people and the things that you do for other people, you need to put that into yourself. It's important. My third lesson is, you cannot change them. And I say them because I was originally going to say he, but we are welcoming all genders. You cannot change them. You cannot change them. As much as you want to change them, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You see the little glimpses of things. You see all the good things. You ignore all the bad things. They're not going to change. They're not going to change. It's not going to happen. They have to change for themselves. They have to want to change. They have to know that there's something that needs to be changed, right? And it's not your job. It's not your job to change anybody. I think when getting into talking to somebody, thinking about a relationship with somebody, look at their flaws, look at the good things about them. Do the good things outweigh the flaws? Do those flaws, because everyone has flaws, are those flaws manageable for you? Is that something that you can just kind of put up with? You know what I mean? If there's stuff that you can't put up with, baby girl, like, it's time to go. It's time to go. So I think that's a big one, is as much as you think you can change him, as much as you think it's your job to change him, as much as you think that he said he's gonna change, it's all about the actions. Words are nothing. Words are so easy. Words are cheap. It's all about the actions. Actions are hard. Actions are hard. And I just feel like, as long as somebody, for me personally, like, if I feel like there's somebody who has some issues that I'm not okay with, but they know that they have those issues and they are working on those issues, they're very aware of them, and they're actively working on them, actively seeking out help to want to work on them. Not help for me, because it's not my job to, I'm not your therapist. But they're actively like wanting to do better and try to do better and putting that into practice, into action, then that's great. Like, that's great. I can stick around for that. I can be there for that. But if somebody is just so like blaming the whole world for their own problems and their own issues and gaslighting you into saying you're the crazy one for being upset that they're doing something crazy to you, it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And they're not the one for you. They're just not. So I know there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them out there. That is why I haven't really been dating that much, just because it's exhausting and I'm over it, honestly, because there is a lot of like men and people in general who just like are not good people, and they blame the world for their problems, and they can never take responsibility. They can't take responsibility for who they are and their issues and their part in the issues in their life. So yeah. My fourth lesson is do not take other people's issues personally. Just don't take it personally. For me, that was a really, really, really hard one, and it's still something that I'm working on for sure. Like not taking other people's issues personally. When people have things going on with themselves, insecurities, just issues, whatever that looks like for them, they're gonna project it on you because they're gonna be upset. It just happens. It's normal. People see things in other people that they really like about, that they want to be. I feel like people look at other people. I know for me too, like I look at other people and think about the things that I wish I was more of, that I see in them, or there's people that I see certain traits that I have that I don't like that I see in them. Just those kinds of different things. Like people are always projecting on each other. And so I feel like whenever somebody is upset at you, unless you did something like really, really wrong, then like obviously taking accountability and stepping back and looking into yourself and reflecting and on the problem and issue and like trying to make it right, that's one thing. But if somebody is just like, you never can please them. I was a certified people pleaser. I mean, I still kind of am. I'm working on it. If you feel like you can just never please someone and they're just always upset at you for something, like you just can't take their anger and upset personally. It's hard not to just like want to make things better, but you just can't take it personally. You can't take it personally because that's a them thing. That's something that they got to figure out. It has nothing to do with you most of the time. My fifth and last lesson, something I've talked to you guys about a little bit in like my haul videos, is my weights. And my lesson with that is you will never be happy by losing weight. What I mean by this is you can be happy by losing weight, but you can also be happy by not losing weight. And I'll go more into detail of what I'm talking about with this kind of like state of mind. I've heard people who've lost weight and they're still not happy, but that's like what we're told in society, right? It's like if you lose weight and you are skinny, if you have a good body, like you're gonna just be like, everyone's gonna be after you, everyone's gonna be thinking you're pretty, you're gonna have pretty privilege, like you're just gonna be having the best life ever. And there's still people who have all of that and are not happy. It's about your mind. You should be happy and happy with yourself and secure with yourself, whether you are big, a plus size woman, or whether you are skinny. It doesn't matter. Being healthy, your motivation for wanting to be healthy, working out, eating right, all of those things, that shouldn't be based off of you wanting to look cute and look better. It shouldn't be based off of that. It should be based off of wanting to actually take care of yourself, take care of your health, right? Just like if it was a family member or a friend and you want them to be happy, you want them to take care of themselves and look and feel happy, then it's the same thing with you. Like you want to take care of your body. We have one body. This is the body that you were given. Take care of yourself. I was talking a little bit about Emma Thompson Hill in that I really, really love her. She's one of my favorite all-time YouTubers. I've been watching her for years, probably since about 2019 is when I started watching Emma. And she was like the first plus size woman that I really, really saw on the internet, that really caught my eye. So like the plus size trend came around for a while, and there's like plus size models, like the plus size body, the curvy body that's like perfect. And then there's like actual plus size bodies that are like not fitting to the ideal plus size body. And I feel like her body is not the ideal plus size body, and so is not mine. So I felt like I could really relate to that. And she just was so, and is still very confident in herself. And I wanted to get there at that point, and I didn't know how to get there. Like, I was so tired of just like, on my mind was like, lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. And I never could do it. Like, I just never had the motivation, never cared to do it. So I stopped caring about it. I just said, one day I said, I am going to act like that is not even a thing. That I don't need to eat healthy, that I don't need to be healthy, that I don't need to lose weight, I don't need to eat right. I'm just gonna totally take a pause on that idea. So I did for like years. And I started really loving myself, getting into fashion, getting into clothes and different things that I felt like I normally would never ever wear, like a baby tee or a crop top. Like, no. I would wear baggy clothes. During the summer, I would wear jackets, like long, just every single day, even if it was really hot. Like, if I had a dress that was just like didn't have like sleeves or anything like that, I would wear a jacket over it. Like, there's no way. So now I feel like my younger self seeing like the stuff that I wear now, I would be flabbergasted, like, girl, you're wearing that? But I feel like I look cute and I feel really comfortable in it. And I started wearing clothes that I normally like would not wear, would not feel comfortable in, out and about. And I was like, oh, nobody's looking at me. Like, nobody cares. I mean, people look at me all the time, but it's either because like I have my makeup on or I'm just a big girl. People like to stare at big people. But like, nobody was like staring at me or giving me dirty looks or like scolding me for like being out with a certain outfit on. Like, nobody really gave a fuck. So I stopped giving a fuck. Like, what the fucks? I would say that's like one of my biggest tips, and something that I've really learned from my early 20s was like, it's not about losing weight to look good. Like, I started working out about a couple months ago. I think I started like in June, and my body feels so good. Like, I feel more relaxed, I feel more open, I feel less tired. I love it. It's actually kind of a form of meditation for me. I feel like when I work out, I listen to my music. I'm really like pumping myself up, jamming to my music, and it feels good. It feels productive. Most times I have to focus on my counting of how many steps I'm doing or whatever. And so that helps me because I'm so focused on my counting and like my form that I'm not even thinking about anything else. So it's like a form of like meditation for me. And I feel like it's really helped me. But I mean, I just started working out, so it took me a while before I felt like motivation to want to do that. But honestly, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is up to them and how they feel and how they are and what that looks like for them. So this year I've definitely started eating more like protein, low carb meals, just because I wanted my body to feel good. It just wasn't even about like losing weight and being like, oh, I'm gonna eat less carbs because I want to lose weight. Like, no, it really was just because carbs made me feel gross and yucky, and I was feeling hungrier faster because I was eating more carbs than I was protein. So just stuff like that. Like, and I have and it really depends on who you are, because like I have specific medical needs, and so that's another reason why like I kind of changed trying to change my diet and like my exercise and stuff, because it really helps like with my medical needs. And I just was like tired of having to just deal and manage with that too. So it really just depends on you. But that's like my biggest thing is love who you are in your body right now, whether that means you're really skinny or you're mid-size or you are a big plus size woman or you're like me, whatever. Like, just, you have to love yourself for who you are and fix your mind. It's all about your mind. You getting skinnier or getting a bigger butt or bigger boobs or whatever, it's not gonna make you more happy. You're still gonna have those thoughts in your head of like, I'm not enough, I'm not doing enough, I still have issues with this and that. Like, it's still just gonna be in your mind. So you got to fix your mind, and then everything else will kind of fall into place. So yeah, that is everything. That is my 5 pretty girl lessons that I learned in my early 20s. I'm 26 right now. I'm in the second half of my 20s. And yeah, I'm a big girl now. She a big girl now. I'm really excited, looking forward to more towards the second half of my 20s, the end of my 20s, because I want to have a family. I want to get married. I want to buy a house. Like, I want to do all those things. And I just feel like that time is like starting to come up now. I'm done with college. I graduated last year. I have a big girl job. I'm a preschool teacher, but I'm also a director, and I'm going to be soon out of the classroom and just a director. So I'm really excited about that. And I just like worked really hard, and my early 20s was a lot. And a lot of traumatizing things happened in my early 20s that really have shaped me for who I am today. And I'm just ready for just peace and love and happiness, and I don't want to go through any more struggles, but you know, that's life. But it'll be new struggles, it'll be something different. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this kind of video. Let me know what y'all think of my lessons. What are your thoughts? What are your comments? Like, what are your questions? What do you want me to talk more about? Because I do want to do more like girl talks like this, like sit down girl talks, like let's support each other, let's talk about this stuff, you know. I also have like some more lessons, honestly, that I have kind of thought about, so I can do a part 2 to it. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.